So we're at the
Hi,
movies.
guys.
It's an adult date.
Yeah.
We're going to see
Much
Insidious
needed.
2.
Much
and
needed.
not Insidious 2. It's what Insidious. So anyway, we're gonna do something new today. We're gonna.
Well,
It's
Insidious,
not 2. Yeah, 2.
The red door.
It's the new one. Yeah. So, but we're gonna see it and we're gonna try something new today. We're actually going to review it and let you know what we thought. So we are headed into the Cinemark theaters. If you can see it, probably can't see it. Anyway, but we're heading in. So we'll let you know how it goes. See you.
Hi guys, so we're in the movie theater. No one's in here yet, so we wouldn't be doing this because that's just rude.
Horrible. You're a horrible human being if you do that.
Yes, but so I wanted to ask, what is your guys' snacks that you have to have? We, of course, are still not on the bandwagon. Next week, we're going to do it, right? We're going to try.
Yep.
So we got popcorn.
Red vines.
Red vines.
Red vines. Gotta have them.
And we got some little
Sour Patch.
Sour Patch. So we got a little bit of everything. Comment below, what is the thing you have to have at the movies? Oh, and you know, water. We got water and lemonade. So what are you eating at the movies?
Also, if you've seen Insidious already, let us know what you think now. We'd like to hear it, but we are going to be giving you our review here in a minute before this theater gets crowded. We're the first ones here, so we're taking liberties to do this before we become rude people. But anyway, we'll be back soon.
Well, we survived.
We did. Well, she kinda did.
I survived.
I think I have some wounds on my arm for I was getting scratched. You know, I was being climbed almost at some point.
No.
Yeah.
He's so over exaggerated.
So anyway, I'm gonna start by prefacing this. If you have not seen this and you're planning on seeing it or want to see it,
Watch this after.
Yes.
And then comment below to see what you guys think, if it's similar to what we thought about the movie.
So there will be spoilers.
Spoiler.
So your last warning, turn this off right now if you haven't seen it and you plan on seeing it.
Yeah.
If you don't care and you're not going to see it, then hey, maybe it's just something interesting to hear. But we're going to give you our feel on Insidious, the Red Door.
The red door.
So that's what we went to see today. And I believe the original director, James Wan, who obviously I'm a big fanboy of, returned to do this, which I think attracted the original cast. Just about everybody.
I think it was everybody. We really should do a little fact check to make sure. But I think both of the boys that were in it are now grown and are in it. And then, of course, the wife of the dad.
From Bridesmaids.
Yes. One of my favorite movies. But my take on it, I did like it. But there's a but for me, a little bit.
There is a but.
So the ending, I'm going to get right to it. I'm really spoiling it right away. The ending, it being kind of a happy, but I think, I mean, I get why they're doing it. They're trying to close this chapter out, out. And you know what? I'm okay with that because sometimes I feel like the more they continue, the worse it gets. And then that leaves that bitter taste.
Yep.
And in your thoughts about that movie. And I absolutely love Insidious. It's probably my favorite.
It's both of our favorites.
It's got to be one of my favorites. Like, it's definitely, it's horrible for me to try to pick one, but I definitely will say this is the top because That very first one,
Classic.
I was
Absolute classic.
you guys, I was terrified. I mean, I get scared a lot, like, if it's too dark. I'm that person that, runs up her stairs from the basement if the lights are off. So,
True story.
That's me. But I guess we should go back towards the beginning. What did you think?
I'm going to start off by saying this. This chapter really cleaned up a lot of the mess that other directors have come in and kind of muddied the water doing the cash grab. I think this really kind of cleaned up the storyline quite well. So it was nice to see, and if you're a fan of franchises, you kind of know that as directors change hands, it's never fun to see something you love kind of get muddied up. And this has happened with Insidious, has happened with some of the Conjuring franchise. Obviously,
which I love too. That's another one of my favorites.
Also James Wan. So a lot of times
I love him too, and I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I love James Wan.
When you change the cook in the kitchen, sometimes things don't taste as well. So that's all to that. But I'm gonna start by saying that it was nice to see this was refreshing. What I loved about the movie, I won't go into too much gory detail, but as far as spoilers go, the jump scares are brilliant.
Oh,
they're
yep.
We had a long conversation about this on the way back before we got into this video. We talked about vision and execution, and it is really an art to this. When you're filming a scene and you're trying to do something to get people uncomfortable, there's a scene, spoiler right now, you shouldn't be watching this because we told you this was going to happen, but there's a scene with the MRI, and it is masterful. The way it was shot, it was so well executed.
If anybody has ever had an MRI, it's already uncomfortable. You're in that tight space, and then immediately those loud sounds are starting. Even though they give you the earplugs, you still hear it, you feel it, and it almost feels like you're in a coffin.
Right.
I mean, not that I've been in a coffin, but what it would be like to be in a coffin. I've had several MRIs. Maybe that's why half the time I don't remember anything. But no, I'm just kidding. But for real, it does. He sets it up perfectly to make you almost feel like you're in there with him.
Yes.
And the uncomfortableness.
Yeah, and that's something that easily gets taken for granted.
Yeah.
His camera angle, the lighting, the approach, everything is important, and he did such a good job. You immediately felt uncomfortable, one, because you knew something was coming, but the setting that it was happening in just made you uneasy. So I was kudos. That was one of many brilliant scenes. It wasn't just that one. That was just one that stuck out in my head. But also one of the things I really enjoyed about the film is the narrative was really well thought out. They tied a lot of stuff together. Almost made me wish I had kind of watched some of the movies before we went in.
We both kind of looked at each other and thought the same thing. Like, we should have went back through. I love doing that before going to see, the next movie. Like, go back, rewatch it. So it just kind of refreshes everything that you've seen.
Because it's amazing how much stuff you forget. You don't realize it. You're like, oh crap, I forgot that happened.
Yeah, even if you love it and you've seen it several times, there's certain things that you'll be like, oh man.
It's kind of like how many times we rewatch Game of Thrones and we're like, oh my God, I forgot that happened. So same thing here. But the narrative was really well done. So it kind of pulls you in. They did a really good job of fleshing out the storylines behind the character, the dad and the son. There's a big, obviously, we've always known that there's a connection there, but they really kind of bring everything into a big picture for you. And they close the chapter. So I really hope that
One thing I want to add to this movie, that something that we just went and seen probably about a month ago or so. Sometimes the people in the movies are so dumb. They're just dumb. And that bothers me. That really, I get it, they have to kind of be a little but this I don't feel was that way. I wasn't screaming at anybody, get out of there, or why are you doing that? I
maybe
did
the
it
scene where
once.
the girl was hooking up the lights.
I did do it once, but I'm just saying, like, it wasn't, I didn't feel like she's a completely idiot. Why,
she was doing what she was doing because she was
but
she was loyal to this person.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to think. There was something else we were talking about in the car. I really wanted to make sure we talked about with the movie as well. Oh, I know what it was.
Okay, what was it?
So when you have a scary movie, comment below for you guys. Do you like that suspense of not really necessarily knowing, like truly knowing what the evil person or entity or whatever it is in the movie? Like, do you really want to see it? Or are you like, a little bit less is more? Because that's me.
Yeah.
I feel like the unknown is more scary to me.
Yeah, and you temper it. I think we did discuss another thing I will tell you about the movie, and it's one of the things I've liked about James Wan, about most of his properties, is that I think right now, and nothing against slasher films, I think they're cool, and I love them. There's a few I really love. Obviously, I love Evil Dead, which isn't really a slasher; it's kind of more demonic type stuff. One of my favorite series, but there is some slasher type scenes in there. I think sometimes directors over rely on that as a means to scare you, and I think sometimes you kind of drown your creativity in that. The beauty in this is there's really not a lot of, there's some blood, but it's just kind of like,
not gore.
Gore. Yeah. And
that's definitely, I would say our favorite is more like a jump scare, right?
Or creepiness. Creepiness.
That uneasy feeling.
Yeah. Yes. And that's what I love.
Yeah.
When you can scare somebody without throwing a head at them or slashing somebody in half, when you can just scare somebody just with the setting or with the score or with the scene, that takes mastery. So I always take my hat off, not my head.
Please don't
try to keep my head on. So speaking of slasher films, but
please don't do that.
My recommendation: I'm going to give this movie. I'm going to give it 4.5 tombstones. My highest score would be 5, but I'm going to give it 4.5, which honestly, to me, I think is pretty doggone good. So
we're doing tombstones here.
We're doing tombstones. That's what we're doing. So how many tombstones would you give this film?
Well, it's funny. You would think that he would be hard. Well, he is harder on some movies. Mm-hmm. But then he's more lenient. He did 4.5. I did love this movie. It's not a 5. The first one was a 5 for me.
Yeah.
It will always be a 5 for me.
Yeah.
This one, maybe a 4. I'm still going to keep it up there. 4. Yeah. Because for me, the only thing was the end. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Like, I'm not saying it needed to end in tragedy, because you don't want that either. But at the same time, the whole warm, fuzzy, it's a scary movie.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's where, but, and the other thing is seeing the little evil guy, the little red face guy, the creepy.
I like him. I know a lot of people.
I like him.
A lot of people don't like him.
Don't like him.
I've literally heard people say, "I walked out of Insidious the minute I saw that guy." What? I like him. I think he doesn't bother me.
See, I like him. Yeah. I mean, I like him, but I don't want to. Like, I feel like we saw a little bit more of him, and sometimes, like I said, seeing a little less for me is a little more scary.
Yeah.
And I definitely still get scared from scary movies, but I'm a girl that. My mom loved horror and science fiction and all those things. So, like, from the time I was little, not saying that anybody should be doing that with their kids, but I was watching it. Like, I was telling David, we would go to the drive-in.
Hey, we're Generation X. We're Generation X.
Right.
We're Generation X. We were latchkey kids.
Yes.
We watched stuff we weren't supposed to be watching.
Yes.
And hey.
Well, my mom was letting me watch it with her. We watched horror together.
Generation X.
That became my love of it. And my mom had this amazing imagination. So, like, for her, like, that went all together.
Yep.
You know, the movies were her escape. It became our escape. I mean, we watched all kinds of movies, but horror was one of her favorites. Because I'll tell you, if we had a movie marathon, because that's what we used to do, was go rent a stack of movies. You better believe there was several horror movies in there, but then we'd also have comedy and romance and all kinds of stuff as well.
So if we're to sum this up, would you recommend this as a movie to go see?
Heck yeah. You definitely need to go see it. And I'll tell you what, you have to go to the movie theater, you guys. You have to. Like, so many people are getting away from the theaters. You gotta go back.
If you really want to experience it.
Being in the theater, there's nothing like it. And today, there wasn't tons of people in there, so it almost made it a little more creepy.
Oh, by the way,
it was
funny story.
Drop.
Funny story. There was a group of young girls.
See, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it's kind of hard now for me to notice because I could hear their footsteps a mile away. But they snuck in like towards the middle of the movie, and right as it started to get intense, I noticed they filed out of there like a parade. It was the funniest thing.
I didn't even notice
they were out of there after a few scenes. They're like, we don't want no more of this. So
yeah, I didn't even notice that.
So, yeah,
but it's definitely. I like the characters. So characters were good. The storyline was good to me. So that's why I definitely, if we're doing Tombstones, it would be a 4 for me.
Okay.
But like I said, the original would be 5.
So there you have it, guys. I give it 4.5. Tombstones, Jamie gives it 4. Okay. So
now, if you guys like this kind of content here on this channel, make sure you comment. Let us know what you think. Like, is this something you'd want to see? Because there are obviously Conjuring is coming out with another one.
Yes.
And we are movie lovers.
Yes.
Like, we love to go to the movies. We would definitely do this again. If this is something fun, and it'd be really fun to have you guys comment and us chat back with you about what you think. If you saw it, did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you you know?
This is a safe space. Tell us what you know.
Yeah, tell us what you think.
It's completely okay.
And it's okay to have a different opinion. Thank you.
Yep.
See, I'm not as articulate as David. I told you I forget things, but we would love to chat with you about that. So let us know if this is something you want us to do again, or you're like, don't do it because you guys aren't, movie.
Yeah. This could be the first and last movie review is what we're saying for Haunted the Roxbury. If we're out of our element, we rely on our viewers to let us know, hey guys, this ain't your gig. But if you dig it, we will definitely throw more reviews in there.
Guys, check it out. Go to the movies, check it out.
Yep.
And you know what? Go in the middle of the day when you're the only one in there.
Unless you have some kind of monster home theater system that
that would be cool too.
Then that's cool too. I get it, but you definitely want to experience all the, the being at the theater. It definitely enhanced a lot of the scenes. So,
it did. Yeah. Like I said, pin drop in there. Don't you think it was?
Quiet.
It was quiet. No one was chattering. There was no people's phones going on. It was good.
Yep.
So it was good.
Yep.
So we really got to be submersed into the movie.
Yeah. Cool.
Which I
so
love.
That is Insidious, The Red Door.
Yep.
That is our review.
Go see it.
I recommend go see it. And if you don't like it, let us know what you didn't like. I'd love to hear people's opinions. This is cool. Besides going to haunts and going to see all things Halloween, this is another thing we like to do. Mm-hmm. I'm a big horror fan because that horror helps fuel my imagination for what we do. So, But anyway, that's that. As a bonus, we'll keep it short. We won't go too far into it, but since this is our first time, we're going to sneak something here. Jamie wanted to talk about The Boogeyman, which we saw a while back. And I'm pretty sure we can be spoiler about this because you probably
it's been out for a while.
Yep. But we definitely had a difference in opinion on that. We'll get to this real quick. My thought on it, I would give it 3.5 tombstones. I enjoyed the scenery and I enjoyed some of the creepy scenes. I thought it was really well done. The camera work, the lighting, I loved it. My big gripe with it is some of the CGI kind of destroyed the really eerie atmosphere. I think they kind of got too heavy-handed with it in some scenes, but I don't think Jamie liked it as much. But I did enjoy it.
I didn't dislike it. I would give it probably 2.5. So, it was something good to see, just for a date to get out. But once again, they showed the bad guy,
the creature, way too fast, and I didn't like that. Yeah.
I didn't like that. And then also the people were dumb.
But I
was screaming at the screen like, why do you keep leaving this young girl? They told you, the one person in there said it doesn't like the light. What do they do? And then they're in the dark.
It looks for neglected children in it.
And it just was like over and over. So that's why I would say I didn't like it as much.
I actually thought it was funny because the film kind of made fun of itself. There's one scene because there's this little girl and this boogeyman preyed on children, and it lavished in the dark. It didn't like light. So two things it was looking for: neglected children and darkness. Right?
Yeah.
So this girl kept getting left alone. The little girl in the story. And there's one scene that I thought was the funniest thing. She's laying on the bed, just like kind of frustrated.
Oh, that was funny.
And the big sister comes in and she goes, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Trying not to die."
That was funny.
So I thought that was hilarious. But I liked it.
It was definitely something to watch. But you can tell I'm just, I don't know.
Yep.
It wasn't a favorite. It wasn't
her bag of tricks.
No, yeah. But Insidious definitely better. So tell me what you guys think if you saw both.
Yep, please.
What would you think? Are you on, Team David here, where he kind of loved both of them more so than me? Or are you like me, where maybe, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm desensitized because, like I said, I do get scared. There's times where we watch a scary movie and then I'm like, David, make sure you walk upstairs with me.
Well, even the ones she says are crap. She goes, "Can you turn the lights on? Can you walk upstairs with me?" And I'm like, I thought this was crap. But anyway.
Because it's up here.
Yeah.
The imagination starts going and you're like, what was that sound? What is that movie?
Hey, that means mission accomplished.
Yeah.
So this is our first movie review. Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.
Let us know how we could improve it too as well.
Absolutely. So hopefully you enjoyed this. And if you do, we will do more. We'll even go back and review some old stuff. If you like that, we'll go through that, some of the classics and stuff. But
that'll be something we can have like fill in throughout the year, which would be fun. Because you know what we noticed? They do a lot of horror movies like not close to the holiday, like towards Halloween.
This would have been a great Halloween movie.
Yeah.
So what we're getting instead for Halloween? Five Nights at Freddy's.
Hey, I kind of want to see it.
Yeah.
Who wants us to go see that? Comment below.
All right. That may be our next one to have a disagreement on. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching if you watched this far.
Yeah.
And watching some geeks like us. So enjoy, and we will see you soon. And as always, as we come into the spooky season, keep it creepy. All right.
That's what he says.
That's right.
Keep it creepy. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.